So now, how was the polity? How was the questions and how to prepare? We'll have a general and brief discussion. Say for example, in polity we can expect some 13 to 14 questions every year in every subject we expect. At the same time, like the questions can go as high as some 17 to 20 questions. So that is wherein UPSC gives highest importance for your polity को. So जब highest importance देते हैं, so then it can go up till 20 questions. Else it is 13, 14. This year we have 14 questions. Full bounty you can get from polity if you prepare thoroughly. Yes, full bounty means all 14 you can get it correct. So even if you get 12 correct, a very good hit ratio, matlab your performance is very good. Out of 12 if you score, out of 14 if you score 12 questions correct. Yes, so now how to strategize? In polity it is not like, say, unlike your other factual subjects, कहीं से भी questions आ जाते हैं, so we cannot expect where the questions come from. So better it is like, say, go for giving good importance for polity. Now how to prepare? Take one book or take one class and see them thoroughly. And when you see them thoroughly, so say there the faculty will teach you by comparing the things. Say for example, how to compare. So what is the procedure of election for a president? What is the procedure of election of vice president? So electoral college में क्या difference है? Or how to pass a normal bill? How to pass a money bill? So when you compare and study, so therein you will be very accurate for prelims. So prelims के लिए you will be very much accurate. So now, after seeing the classes and after you analyze comparatively, now take up any one good book and read them thoroughly. And while reading, say for example, you took any one good book, you took लक्ष्मीकांत, आपने लक्ष्मीकांत ले लिया. Yes, debate चल रहा है कि लक्ष्मीकांत नहीं पढ़ना है, वो ये है. Any one good book will suffice. And so now when you take Lakshmikant, have one more book called PM Bakshi along with you. So what is this PM Bakshi book? PM Bakshi is your, say, core constitution, bare act we will say. Constitution में क्या है? तो वही PM Bakshi में लिखा हुआ है. I'll show you the book, the picture of that book. So now पढ़ना कैसे? Say for example, you are studying, say, fundamental rights. So अब article 14 में से क्या लिखा है PM Bakshi में? What is actually written in the constitution for article 14? You will go and read that. And obviously the constitution gives in a very advocative language. क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को एडवोकेट्स बनाए थे एंड लिखे थे कि कॉमन मैन डिड इट. सो कॉमन मैन कैन नॉट डू सच अ हेक्टिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विद सच अ बोम्बास्टिक लैंग्वेज. सो कॉमन मैन बोल ही नहीं सकता ऐसे इंग्लिश. यस, सो कॉमन मैन अगर इंग्लिश बोलना है तो उसको कुछ साहस ही करके बैठना है. So now it is that read what is given in the constitution and have half knowledge of that. अगर 50% समझ में आ गया तो ठीक है. Yes, so even if you understand some 50%, enough. And now go and read the explanation of article 14. So right to equality में, so what is the explanation? So now when you read the book, so you will get to know, yes, what are the articles or what are the sub clauses present in that article, and say how in various cases Supreme Court has interpreted that article. Yes, so that is a complete revision or complete study or mastering of that article. Yes, so and once you complete that, spend some time to the current affairs. So in your current affairs, so what has happened to that article? Say for example, you will be studying article 19, freedom of speech and expression. So now say go and compare like what is currently going on with freedom of speech and expression. Say internet shutdowns. Say there is a Supreme Court judgment going on for frequent internet shutdowns. So now that is associated with Article 19 freedom of speech and expression. Yes. So I prefer say 4 stages of studies. 1. Any class. 2. PM Bakshi, the Bare Act. Then 3. Any good book which explains everything. And 4. Current affairs. Questions kahi nahi jayenge. So all questions will be from this and you can take full bounty from this. Yes. So that is why say don't neglect polity and give good amount of time. And everyone knows that so after 2 to 3 years of preparation, so आप सब lawyer बन बैठे हैं. So you will become advocates after studying polity for 2 to 3 years. And it is an interesting subject as well. So we will begin. Now, after we prepared, we will see the PYQs. So how the previous year questions have been coming. And say in this year paper, 2025 paper, if you have done PYQs, you will get good number of repetitive questions. So that is why say go for PYQs. How in Article 14 questions have come in the previous year. So make sure you will say learn that. And say try to give good mock tests. So by the analysis of PYQs, you will get to know some keywords or some clauses, some literature, how UPSC asks a question. So that is also very much necessary. And then with that knowledge, give some mock tests. Try getting good scores. So you are done with Polity Prelims. So this is your PM Bakshi Bare Act. Don't miss this element in your preparation. I'll say discuss why that is very much important. Now we will go with the first polity question of 2025 paper with respect to Panchayati Raj. Panchayats at the intermediate level exist in all the states. So when you are solving PYQs, so the word all say is actually extreme. So now say this can be probably wrong. And now apply your knowledge. Say whether it should be in the 3 stages or 2 stages is not specified in the constitution. It is left to the discretion of states. States को बोला गया कि आपको जैसे चाहिए कर लो. There are some small states, there are big states. So it is left to the discretion. It is not existing in all states. अगर आपको knowledge है तो ठीक है. If you have guessworks, even then it is well and good. Yes, done. Then to be eligible to be a member of Panchayat at the intermediate level, a person should attain the age of 30 years. Now, the constitution says to become a member of Gram Sabha को member बनने. So, to become a member of Gram Sabha, you have to reach the age of 18. And everybody who has reached 18 in the village becomes the member of Gram Sabha. To become the member of Gram Panchayat, that is, in order to contest election for Gram Panchayat, so you have to get 21 years of age. Yes, and this 21 is for all Panchayats, Gram Panchayat, intermediate level or Zilla Panchayat. So there is no specification in the constitution that say for Gram Sabha में Gram Panchayat के लिए 1 year या तालुक पंचायत तहसील पंचायत के लिए 1 year. So it hasn't been given. 21 is for the basic eligibility criteria for all 3 or 2 tiers of panchayat, whichever your state has. 30 years is farce. We'll cut this down. Yes. Then Chief Minister of the state constitutes a commission to review the financial position of panchayats at the intermediate levels. All executive powers is vested with either president or the governor. So your prime minister, chief minister will not be doing that. He will advise the president or governor to do that. Last year there was a question. Annual financial statements is laid down, say by prime minister. It is laid down by president, not by prime minister. Yes. So by PYQs you can hit this. Same clauses. The prime minister was highlighted in the last year. Chief minister is highlighted in this year. Yes. Likewise. Now it is like which of the following are not correct. So we found all the 3 are incorrect. Easy question. Yes, here one hint we got from PYQ, second hint we got from PYQ. This is also a PYQ. So this 21 years is again mentioned in the PYQs. Do PYQs very regularly. Yes, likewise. Then moving further. Yes, next question. Consider the following statement about Lokpal. Here, the power of Lokpal applies to public servants of India, but not to the public servants posted outside India. Say for example, any foreign service officer, if he is posted outside India and if he commits corruption, Lokpal usme nahi aayega. Yes, so yeah, Lokpal will come. Yes, so it is a very basic common sense that if the public servant is from the government of India, obviously Lokpal comes, say, to guard him or bring him under accountability. When Prime Minister himself is coming. So friends, if you have remembered the Lokpal Act, so the Lokpal Act आपके आंखों के सामने नहीं आया था. It didn't come in front of your eyes, but Lokpal was enacted in front of our eyes. So we saw the agitation for Lokpal, Anna Hazare movement, all those. So in that the main debate was Prime Minister should be included in that. One Lokpal bill was brought by the Congress government, the then Manmohan Singh government, and it excluded Prime Minister from that. And again the community agitated, protested, बहुत दंगा हो गया था, so that Prime Minister should be included. Yes, so when Prime Minister is included, तो आप एक officer ही तो है, so you are just an officer. So this is against our common sense. So and it is against our legal system. So we can make it as a wrong statement. So it applies to everyone. And Lokpal bill says in general to all public servants serving government of India in any capacity. So that means a very broad meaning is given. So it is a wrong statement. Then chairperson or a member shall not be a member of parliament or a member of legislature of any state or union territory, and only the Chief Justice of India, whether incumbent or retired, has to be its chairperson. Only is the keyword you learnt while studying PYQs. Now, cross check that with your knowledge. Knowledge के साथ cross check करना है. How to cross check? Say for example, now, say whenever you read any document of appointment of any person, you take National Human Rights Commission ले लो, National Commission for Women you take. So whenever you read, you will feel that say the Chief Justice or judges of Supreme Court or any other eminent jurist, so that means any other expert in the field of corruption or legal issues of corruption, etc. So that eminent jurist is missing here. So what UPSC demands from you is just learn how the documents are written. Yes, say for example, cigarette is prohibited here. So law को ऐसे लिखा जाता है, cigarette is prohibited. It is not written like I Modi will prohibit you from smoking. So the language in how the law is being written, so that is passive voice, or the language in which the law is written, it is written in such a way that there are no other controversies behind that clause. Yes, likewise, what if only Chief Justice of India is written and if that person is not willing to? So now again you cannot amend the act. So learn how the practicality happens inside the parliament, or how practicality happens inside our law, and apply your brain. So again in that context, so this will go wrong. Only we got from guesswork and say the knowledge we got. Then third one, chairperson or a member shall not be person of less than 45 years of age on the date of assuming office as chairperson or member, as the case may be. So there is one criteria of age and we don't know, so we will keep. Yes, so but it is natural, 45 years is a good age to become Lokpal. It is not too less, not too more. Then Lokpal cannot inquire into allegations of corruption against sitting Prime Minister of India. He can. So all was for Lokpal, and all agitation of Anna Hazare, Arvind Kejriwal, all those were for say bringing Prime Minister into Lokpal. So again, this is wrong. In this, so this 45 years, so only happens to be correct, and we go with A. That is 3 only. Yes. So here a bit of knowledge is needed, but it is practical. इसको काटना नहीं कि 45 years कैसे. So what if it is 46 years? So when UPSC asks a wrong statement, it will give substantially a conceptual statement. So this was a conceptual statement, like whether Prime Minister is included or not, and it is a highly debated statement. Yes, likewise. Yes, and public servant outside is a commonsensical statement. So understand the demand of the question, and here 45 years sounds to be, say, practical. And even if you put none of the above, not at all an issue, because say you missed to some extent, and all failures are natural. It is human to err. If you don't make mistakes, you will become gods. Yes, and gods are the most controversial elements of this world compared to any human beings. So ज़्यादा perfect बने तो ज़्यादा controversial बन जाएंगे. Yes, नहीं बनना है. Done. Done. Consider the following statement with respect to pardoning power of president. ये paper नहीं, power है. ये ChatGPT का है. Yes, power. Then the exercise of this power by president can be subjected to limited judicial review. The pardoning power of president being limited judicial review, the statement itself is saying I am very much practical. Limited तो हो सकता है, because wherever you find the judicial review कहाँ देख सकते हो. So judicial review you will see, say whenever a governor suggests for presidential rule, or say any other thing for that matter, there the Supreme Court says judicial review is possible in terms of malified intentions. कि अगर president खुद malified intentions में कर रहा हो, so if he is doing with malified intention, judicial review should become, because Supreme Court is the guardian of guardians. So if you have read that malified intentions in your Lakshmikant, you will get to know that the brain strikes that yes, malified intention में कर सकते हैं. So one guesswork we got limited. So limited तो हो ही सकता है. They are not asking complete judicial review. At the same time, they are also going for malified intentions from your knowledge. Limited comes from guesswork, and malified intentions come from knowledge. You can hit this. Then president can exercise the power without the advice of central government. So above, say now think, link to current affairs. When Pranab Mukherjee became president, so many people were given death sentence. Your Ajmal Kasab was given death sentence. Yes. So many people, they were given death sentence, and Pranab Mukherjee was called as a powerful president. Yes. But Pranab Mukherjee was not the powerful president. At that point of time, say Modi government had come, and Modi government was the powerful council of ministers who advised to give death penalties. Yes. So that means this pardoning power is not the discretionary power of president, and if you see, president has very least discretionary powers. Yes, and this pardoning power is not his discretionary power. So if you have any confusions regarding the clauses, so link it with the current affairs, link it with the current issues. Obviously, like you can get the answers from the examples. So you shall not by heart the things. Yes, he does by his own discretion or not by discretion. बैठ के रट्टा नहीं मारना है. It is only thing, it is linked with examples. Give an example either to support or counter your thought process, and obviously half of the work would be done. Yes, likewise. So in this, without advice of COM is wrong. Limited judiciary, yes. Here the play is about the moderate sentence and the extreme sentence. वही तो खेल है. Yes, या खुद बोला जा रहा है भाई लिमिटेड हो सकता है कि नहीं, जबरदस्ती नहीं हो ही नहीं सकता. So if you cut it down, you are the losers. Yes, don't infuse impracticality into this practical world. And here in this Yapuru Sudhakar case, so we have seen like Supreme Court has laid down the criteria on which judicial review is possible for pardoning power of president. So here we can see the modified intentions. So एक या दो काफी है. Just learn one or two modified intention, or if the order is passed without application of mind, अपना दिमाग नहीं लगाया और कुछ लगा दिया तो कर दिया, done. Then say with extraneous or irrelevant considerations or arbitrariness, ऐसा ही सही कर दिया. So all these, so you should know the knowledge of all these words. Supreme Court uses this again and again. So in all its judgment, in most of the cases, so just the memory of keywords. Then, so there are so many cases of Supreme Court on pardoning power, Maruram case, your Rajiv Gandhi assassinators case, so all those, say Balwant Singh Rajona case, yes, so likewise. So not a difficult question again, but knowledge plus guesswork दोनों use करना है. Then consider the following statements. On the dissolution of the House of People, Speaker shall not vacate his or her office until immediately before the first meeting of the new House of People after the dissolution. So friends, here don't by heart imagine the things. Imagine करना है. कैसे imagine करना है? Say for example, how the procedure goes. Say Council of Ministers will fall down or they will lose majority. Say now the new house is set up. When the new house is set up, the previous speaker, he will come and he will help in electing a pro tem speaker, and you will learn this concept pro tem speaker, say in your classes. And pro tem speaker, he will be the new speaker. Pro tem speaker will give the oath and affirmations for all the MPs. So he will read oaths and affirmations for all the MPs कि मैं कि बाहुबली MP बनने वाला हूँ, सब बोल देते हैं. So after that they will say elect a new speaker. Pro tem speaker will help in electing a new speaker. So for all these, so that continuity of the house should be there. Yes, likewise. So that say he will not vacate his office immediately is practically correct, because that is how the procedure goes. Imagine what happens inside the house. Don't by heart the things. And I suggest like see Lok Sabha TV, Rajya Sabha TV at least for 1 week, or say at least for 1 or 2 months. If you see, you will learn how they actually work. So you need not by heart. So ये लोक सभा राज्य सभा किताब में नहीं लिखा है, वो दिखता है. So how they speak, so that is being seen. Then according to provisions of Constitution of India, a member of the House of People on being elected as a speaker shall resign from his political party immediately. Again, it is not a conceptual question, it is not a factual question, sorry, it is hidden with the concept. So according to provisions of Constitution, there is nothing like he should resign from the political party. But in UK he has to resign. In UK the famous maxim goes, once a speaker always a speaker. Yes, he will resign from the party and he will become independent officer. So hence this is not present in our constitution but in UK's constitution. It is not a factual question, it is a conceptual question. We have to say learn, and it is not that you can miss it through overread. तो पढ़ते पढ़ते समय निकल गए, नहीं निकलता है. Yes, so you will read it at least for half an hour. Yes, likewise. Then Speaker of the House of People may be removed from his or her office by a resolution of the House passed by a majority of all the then members of the House, provided that no such resolution shall be moved unless at least 14 days notice has been given of the intention to move the resolution. A bada factual statement है. And now 2 advantages UPSC has given to you. Cut down the second statement. You try for elimination, you will get the answer here. Yes, so obviously if second is wrong, you got the answer. And one more thing, say for example you are coming across this, say majority of all the then members or 14 days notice. So it is just learn how naturally we have to say pass the resolution. So should I come tomorrow and immediately pass resolution to remove speaker? So it should be like give some notice. So 14 days is doable, and in most of the cases, so this 14 days notice is written repeatedly in the constitution, or you will read it in rules of procedures of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Yes, it is natural कि हो सकता है भाई आपको उड़ाने से पहले मैं उड़ा रहा हूँ, एक तो वार्निंग तो दे दें कि एटलीस्ट 4-5 मिनट्स की वार्निंग यू विल गिव, तो एल्स यू विल बिकम टेररिस्ट कि ऐसे आके उड़ा दिया. यस, देन also that majority of the then members of the house, so it is not majority of the persons present and voting. ऐसा नहीं कि like say you are opposition leader, you bring 10 MPs and pass resolution against speaker, the then members means सब आना चाहिए. If there are 545 members, everyone will come, everyone should come and vote, all the then members. Give importance to the keywords. ये then क्यों लिखा हुआ है, all the members लिख सकते थे. So identify and imagine the things what can happen inside the parliament. Yes, likewise. So I suggest for parliament related questions, a good experience of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha will help you write good answers in mains, and also you can make good questions in prelims correct. Then next one, if any question arises as to whether a member has become subject to disqualification under the 10th schedule, the President's decision in accordance with the opinion of Council of Ministers shall be final. Say again, apply common sense. If Council of Ministers decide the defection, so then the defection will be a common thing. So now Amit Shah will purchase say some 50 MPs and say he will ask President to give assent. So Modi को बोल देंगे कि भाई करवा दे. So like the power for deciding the disqualification is with always the speaker, head of the house. Yes, likewise the president will be something, a very conceptual thing, so which we can understand. Then there is no mention of word political party in the Constitution of India. A cabinet, so a political party, so earlier they weren't mentioned. Cabinet was introduced later with the help of an amendment. And two things, remember, it is like whatever the common words we use, they are not mentioned in the Constitution, because Constitution was made by lawyers. Yes, Ambedkar, so they were very learned people. Okay, that is why we cannot understand Constitution that easily. So that is why most of our people, we don't follow law, क्योंकि पता ही नहीं है कि law क्या है. Yes, then second thing is that in our Constitution we don't define several words. Lack of definition is one of the main drawback of Indian Constitution. Many times UPSC has asked this word, if Constitution defines the word tort, Constitution defines the word office of profit, ऐसा कुछ. So Constitution define नहीं करता है. The main drawback of Constitution is it doesn't define many things. So there was one question in the previous year, like Article 335 clause 5 defines something. So इधर Article 335 clause 5 बात नहीं है. So you don't have to spend your brain like ये 335 की जगह 4 होता. So why not 334 and why 335? That is not your duty. See the word defines and learn that. Say the word defines is not given in the Constitution, or Constitution doesn't define many of the words. Yes, so hit it. You will get the answer. Again, easy question. So first one is wrong, second one is correct. Yes. Now come to next. With reference to Indian polity, consider the following statement. Pura polity, earlier they used to ask with reference to Indian Constitution. And one more thing, so UPSC repeatedly asks this question with reference to Indian Constitution or according to Indian Constitution. That is why I said PM Bakshi is a must when you read along with your say polity. PM Bakshi laga ke padna hai, because so when they say that according to Constitution, so they are testing that whether something you know that what is written in the Constitution and what is an explanation of that. Constitution में क्या लिखा है या Supreme Court में क्या बोला गया है. So all these things are something which you have to be knowing. So you should not learn polity as a bookish thing. Yes, likewise. So ये party हो चुका है. Yes. Then according to Indian polity, consider the following. As I said, in this question take a cue. You shall keep PM Bakshi again. According to Constitution, what is explicitly written in the Constitution? Yes, sub. They are the common words of UPSC. Now, first one, an amendment, an ordinance can amend any central act. Ordinance ये तो एक act है. Ordinance is an act. It can amend any central act. Ordinance can abridge a fundamental right. say even a constitutional amendment cannot abridge a fundamental right. Yes, so there are so many cases, basic structure, so Keshwanand Bharati, Falana, Dimkana, you have studied so many. Yes, I don't think this will be a very difficult question for you. Then an ordinance can come into effect from a back date. Say yes, there are many instances that ordinance have come from the back date. Say for example, one ordinance for banning e-cigarettes, they have come from the back date. Yes, it is not like say ab se ban hoga. It is that if it is banned, so that e-cigarettes which have been produced in the back date, they are also banned. ऐसा नहीं कि तो सर ये स्टॉक है निकाल लेंगे, नहीं. Even if there is stock in the godown, cut it down because e-cigarette is bad. So e-cigarette was banned with an ordinance and that came from the back date. Yes, likewise. And so it is not new that we have done many things from the back date. You might have heard one concept called retrospective taxation. तो एक वोडाफोन का एक केस था बिजनेस डीलिंग करने में गवर्नमेंट ने, सो दे पुट रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्सेशन फ्रॉम द बैक डेट. सो इन द प्रीवियस टाइम्स यू डिड समथिंग, आई एम अप्लाइंग टैक्स ऑन दैट. वोडाफोन भाग गए इंडिया से. वोडाफोन फाउंडर सेड आई विल नेवर स्पेंड इवन सिंगल रुपी ऑन इंडिया. यस, सो वी हैव गुड हिस्ट्री ऑफ से retrospective things, so that means we can do this. So our answer again goes with 1 and 3 only. So learn from examples. So this is something is not given in your Lakshmikant or any other books, but with examples you can hit them. Good knowledge of current affairs. Read Hindu at least to some extent. थोड़ा तो Hindu पढ़ना चाहिए. Yes, Hindi भी पढ़ना है. Hindi is also a good language. All languages are good. So read the Hindu or Indian Express. Have a good touch of current affairs. That is very much essential. Then some factual questions have been given here. We will see. Match the following. Arunachal Pradesh, the capital is named after a fort and the state has 2 national parks. So being factual, the capital of Arunachal Pradesh is Itanagar and it is named after Ita Fort. So here you can see the Ita Fort, so on the basis of which it is named. And it has 2 national parks, Mauling National Park and Namdapha National Park. Namdapha, whatever you can pronounce. So Naam alag hai, Bhagwan ek hai. Yes. Nagaland, the state came into existence on the basis of Constitutional Amendment Act. On 13th Constitutional Amendment Act, it came into existence. Tripura, initially a Part C state, it became a centrally administered territory with a reorganization of states in 1956 and later attained the status of full-fledged state. Friends, most of the northeastern states, they were brought out from Assam and they were made of full-fledged state. And at the same time here, so ये Part C क्या है? So during independence or in our interim government, we classified the states into Part A, Part B and Part C. So that your history teacher will teach very well. Part A is your British provinces. Part B is your princely states, and Part C were called Chief Commissioner provinces. Chief Commissioners provinces means neither they are being ruled by British nor by kings, beech mein. So some settlement was being done. So Chief Commissioner or Lieutenant Governor, he used to rule them. Yes. So all the 3 are correct. A factual question. And say if you have knowledge and learned thoroughly, you will attempt them. So if not, even if you leave this question, nothing heaven is going to fall, because there are so many keywords hidden here. Here 2 की जगह 3 हो जाता. So one more national park would have been added. You will say lose 1 attempt. So पूरा साल prelims के लिए पढ़ना पड़ता है. Yes, done. Then next question with reference to India. Consider the following. Interstate Council, the National Security Council, zonal councils. Which of them have been established as per the provisions of Constitution? Constitution में साफ लिखा है. So which article is doing what? So see, like, so these organizations are established under which article? So Interstate Council is established under Article 263. Yes. So if you go and read PM Bakshi, it is very clearly written there. The National Security Council. Friends, what is a National Security Council? It is an advisory body for the foreign minister, Minister of External Affairs. Sorry, it is for the whole Council of Ministers it does. So like it is an advisory body. So this advisory body need not be your constitutional. It need not be statutory also. Say for example, we have Financial Advisory Council for Finance Minister, or we have say Defense Advisory Council for Defense Minister. Likewise, say this National Security Council was established for the first time for Vajpayee government. He did it, and Brijesh Mishra was the first say National Security Council chairperson or the National Security Advisor. So now Ajit Doval, whoever, say we have great respect for the delegacy, and it is neither say written in the constitution nor in the statutes. It is just an administrative body set up. So tomorrow if Modi says like I don't want the security, this one, the Security Council, he can do away. Then zonal councils are established under the State Reorganization Act. Saaf likha hua hai in Lakshmikant. So very easy fact. So we will go with one only. Yes, so only one. A will be our answer. Then so here you can see Article 263. Either you can see the website or you can see PM Bakshi. Then Constitution of India explicitly mentions that, again explicit, explicit. So UPSC has the area where it feels itself as an important and concentrate on those importance. Say friends, there are some people who will clear all exams. Say IIT भी बन गए, IIM भी बन गए, IAS भी निकाल लिया, तो हम सारा प्रीलिम्स निकल के लिए मर रहा है. Yes, so why we say struggle? Because we don't know the demand of exam. Yes, say for example, if one article number came, so last year there was the question on articles and parts. Part 9A speaks about municipality. So now you will keep all the parts and start by hearting. So say it is only asked because people think that part 9A is Panchayat and part 9B is municipality. It is not so. Part 9 is Panchayat, part 9A is municipality. So say there is something trap hidden or something conceptual hidden. That is why the question is being asked. So Constitution of India explicitly mentions that certain spheres of governor of a state has their own discretionary powers. It is never written, because most of the governor's discretion powers are say situational in nature. So situational matlab kya hai? So now say for example, in one state no one achieved majority, no party achieved majority, na Congress ko mila, na BJP ko mila. So now governor takes the discretion, and that is not mentioned in the constitution. So that explicit word will give me the guesswork, and the knowledge says this is wrong. Then President of India can of his or her own reserve a bill passed by a state legislature for his or her consideration without being forwarded by the governor of the state concerned. So again go for practicality. Say who is a governor? Governor is actually a subordinate officer appointed by the president to look after that state. Yes, so you are a provincial head. So I am the king, you are a provincial head. Yes, so now if I want any bill to be referred to me, so without asking governor, why should I do that? So if I ask governor, वो 2 minutes में कर देता, yes sir, कर दूंगा. And most of the governors you see in the newspaper, they are highly affiliated to the central government because they are the central party workers. Your R.N. Ravi, Tamil Nadu governor, is a party worker. Yes, BJP party worker. Or Jagdeep Dhankar, West Bengal vice president, currently vice president and former governor of West Bengal, he is a party worker BJP में. तो party high command बोलेगा तो करेंगे. Yes, so there is no need of president to overpower or to bypass governor and say reserve one state legislature or state bill for his assent. He will do it readily, and so there is nothing as such written in the constitution that he can do on his own. Yes, likewise. Say this is a hypothetical statement which doesn't happen in the grounds. So to that extent, say this one and reserving the bill, both of them will go wrong. Say if you learn how the situation happens inside the administrative bodies or between the administrative bodies, it will be very easy for you to say crack the questions, else you have to by heart everything, which would be difficult. Yes, likewise. Then consider the following pairs. Again, one, match the following. Separation of judiciary from executive in public services of the state. So separation of executive and judiciary is a directive principle, article 50, I guess. Then valuing and preserving the rich heritage of our culture, it is our fundamental duty. And prohibition of employment of child labor below age of 14 years, fundamental rights, article 24. So say if all are correctly matched, a very dead easy question. So deep discussion into this is humiliating UPSC. Yes, it's a easy question you cannot expect in UPSC. Yes, likewise, a very easy question, don't worry, any basic knowledge you will get it correct. Then with reference to Constitution of India, if an area in the state is declared as scheduled area under 5th schedule, so what happens? So now here we have to remember what is 5th schedule. 5th schedule means, friends, here it is a state, and in that state a part of tribal people, a part of the state are tribal people, a part of the state are tribal people. So this is a state and a part is tribal people, and now it is like, say these are tribal areas, I cannot apply the rules and regulations what I apply for the other areas to this area. I have to be careful. So when we are being careful, so it is like the governor and the president here in the center, the state center, so both will be overseeing them. So agar kuch gadbad na ho, yes, so they have some autonomy given, but monitoring is always there. Yes, likewise. And say now governor is present at the state and he has one tribal advisory council at the state level, and this tribal advisory council comes from your Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So tribal minister, he will be heading that, and for anything monitoring or governing this area, he will take the advice of tribal advisory council. That means kuch to monitoring have. So you are monitoring to some extent, say what is going on in that area. Yes, now with reference to scheduled area, we will see what is happening. The state government loses its executive power in such areas and a local body assumes total administration. So this is wrong. Say if you leave it for themselves, so they will fight each other and die. That is what happening in Manipur. So cookies and zoomies, so they are being fighting because like too much autonomy, so that will lead to anarchy again. So some monitoring will be there. So this is against the ethics of scheduled area what we discussed. Scheduled area is monitored, although autonomy is given, it is monitored because so there will be no egregious things or mishaps happening there. There will not be civil wars or violence erupting, because tribals have their own cultures which can go against the current legal culture of India or the world. Say for example Konyak tribes. Konyak एक नाम का tribes है Konyak. So their hobby is head hunting. कि कोई सुंदर आदमी दिख गया तो काट के लाओ उसको सर को, कि put it as a showpiece in your home. Yes, that is not as per our legal structure. कि तो सड़क में जाते हुए कोई किसी सुंदर दिख गया तो काट के लेके जाए. So that will not be applicable. So to avoid such things, we have to go for say some monitoring. Now, the state government loses its executive power is wrong, and total assumption of administration is again wrong. Then the union government can take over the total administration of such area under certain circumstances. If something mishap happens, I can do that. Say now we discuss this is a state and this is a tribal area. If center decides it can take the control of the whole state, ये तो tribal area ही तो है. Yes, so if I am deciding that I should take the control, I will impose article 356 and take a presidential rule and will rule as such. So why there is a need that, so I will go and request the tribal people कि भाई administration दे दे, तो क्या है देने, so they can take the control if something mishap happens. Second statement is practical, first statement is impractical. Learn the concept behind the 5th schedule and 6th schedule. ये क्यों करना है ये सब, Yes, likewise, don't by heart the things. So these are some of the states with fifth schedule areas. अब पूरा state में tribal नहीं है, some parts of the states have tribal people, and that is why they have been administering in a bit concessional way. तो थोड़ा separately rules and regulation बना हुआ है. Yes, likewise. Yes, so here the executive power of center and state for fifth schedule areas. The executive power of the center extends to giving directions to the state regarding administration of such areas. That means they can give directions. अगर direction follow नहीं करा हो, I will take over that administration. Yes, teacher will give you direction. So he will ask you, then he will request you, then he will order you. So when order comes, so you have no obligations. Then with reference to India, consider the following: the National Automotive Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industries; the COIR Board, Ministry of Heavy Industries; the National Center for Trade Information, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Whenever any scheme comes, whenever you come across any body, I suggest see the ministry first. By chance आपने नहीं करा है, तो nothing heaven or hell is going to fall. COIR, what is COIR? COIR is a coconut husk. Yes, जो coconut husk से वो निकलता है fiber. So why COIR will come under heavy industries? उतना कौन सा heavy होता है कि COIR? Why should cotton come under heavy industries? Yes. So mostly automobile can come under heavy industries. And this COIR board might be something else. And National Center for Trade Information. So where is trade? So trade is here in the commerce. Yes, so that means here the COIR board is the COIR board is associated with the micro and small enterprises, and this is associated here and this with here. So all the three are interchanged. So none of them are correct. Like there was one question, friends. It was on your coffee board. So under which ministry? कॉफी है तो एग्रीकल्चर खेती होता है उसमें, तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर फॉर्मल वेलफेयर गलत है. सो ऑल फूड क्रॉप्स आर मैनेज्ड बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फॉर्मल वेलफेयर, बट द कैश क्रॉप्स आर मॉनिटर्ड बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज. सो यू हैव टू लर्न हाउ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सेटअप इज बीइंग डन. यस, लाइकवाइज. एंड कमिंग टू करंट अफेयर्स, इफ यू हैव गुड नॉलेज ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स, कॉयर बोर्ड में कुछ इशू हुआ था. Say one person, under secretary, he was say booked under some harassment. So that is why COIR board was in news. So how UPSC picks up the question? If you have seen somewhere, if you have heard somewhere, so like UPSC picks up, how much do you know about that? So आपका preparation कितना serious है कि आपने एक सुन लिया तो you learned from that, you learned and researched on that. Okay, ऐसे. Yes, likewise. Done. Now list 1, union list in the 7th schedule. Extent of executive power of a state. Condition of governor's office. For a constitutional amendment with respect to which of the above, ratification by the legislatures of not less than one half of the state. That means half of the states should ratify. Ratification is with what? Say ratification is with those where the states are concerned. अगर states को concern ही नहीं है तो why they should ratify? Now in the 7th schedule, so list 1, union list. Say for example, friends, now union list है and union list में मैंने एक state list से उठा के union list में डाल रहा हूँ. So that means states are losing something. Say for example GST. So states lost the power of say levying tax with the GST. So that amendment, ratification of states needed. Then extent of the executive power of a state. Yes, so executive power, the state's executive power if you are removing, so that means states are usually concerned. Then conditions of the governor's office. Friends, first, governor's office is mostly a subordinate office to president. And if you have learned, जब Modi government came to power in 2015, some 7 governors were removed from office with one phone call. एक फोन कॉल में हटा दिया कि भाई कल से ऑफिस मत आइयो. है कौन बोल रहा है? तो अमित शाह के ऑफिस में से बोल रहा हूँ. यस, So the Secretary of Home Minister, he removed governors from one single phone call. Yes, that is how governor's office is not concerned with the state. It is only concerned with the center and center alone. And center can put anyone as a governor, and wantedly they will put, say, their party workers as governors. Yes, likewise. So this conditions of governor's office is a farce. If you know what the actual governor's office is, it is just a center's agent in books, and it is central ruling party's agent in truth. Likewise. So here are some of the criteria why the state ratification is needed. That is election of president. Friends, for election of president, MLAs are also part of electoral college. Likewise, Supreme Court, High Court, distribution of legislative powers, distribution of executive powers. Lakshmikant mein itna hi likha hai. So, but you will learn the additional by learning the exact office of governor, how they are appointed. So, tomorrow if Modi says, isko kar do, and if he suggests Draupadi Murmu madam, so they will appoint. That's it. Zyada complicated nahi hai with respect to governor. Then, with reference to Indian polity, consider the following statements. The governor of a state is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his or her office. Yes. So obviously this is a verbatim from Constitution and Lakshmikant, that the governor is not answerable to anything. So हर फाइल को के साइन करते हुए सुप्रीम कोर्ट cannot come and ask why. हट, तो हर काम को उंगली करते. No criminal proceedings shall be instituted or continued against governor during his or her term of office. Yes, it applies for both criminal and civil cases. During term of office, no. During serious criminal cases, you will give a notice, remove him, and then put a charge sheet, whatever. Members of state legislature are not liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said or any vote given in the house. This is also written. It is one of the parliamentary privileges. Yes, if I am a member of Legislative Assembly or Lok Sabha, I have a privilege like, so I can speak my voice. तो बोलने के लिए तो भेजा है, so चुप बैठ के सोने के लिए नहीं. तो असेंबली स्टार्ट होके 10 मिनट हो गया, तो अब एमपी का कर रहा है, नहीं, ये सब करने के लिए नहीं भेजा हुआ है. So it is only that, so you will speak your brain. Democracy is voice. Democracy is voice first, vote next. अगर आपके पास voice है, so that gets converted into vote. If you are able to speak properly, you can convert 100 people to your side. Yes, so that voice cannot be taken down. Yes, so all the statements are correct. They are verbatim, very easy questions in Lakshmikant. I have taken so all them verbatim with article numbers. Yes, governor shall not be answerable to any court. No criminal proceedings can be taken up, and the freedom of speech inside the house. Yes, so these are the topics and very easy questions. Apart from that, Arunachal and other 2 to 3, so you can get all of them correct. Yes, so take full bounty from polity, don't neglect this, and be argumentative. Yes, so all the best from my side. Have a nice life. Good luck friends.